She got a name yet?
Not yet. But I was thinking maybe Sophia. There's Carol too. Andrea, Amy, Jackie, Patricia, or Lori. I don't know.
You like that? Huh? Little ass kicker? Right? Well, that's a good name, right? Little ass kicker? You like that, huh? You like that, sweetheart?
Hey Zedheads, welcome to our podcast. I'm Jason.
And I'm Karen.
This is the Walking Dead cast, episode 80.
Yay, 80.
We want to say happy Veterans Day to everybody, although this will probably be out the day after, but happy Veterans Day yesterday, everybody.
Yeah, happy Veterans Day to everybody all of our listeners. We've had some write to us from overseas, and we love getting your messages from other lands.
And we appreciate everything that you do for us.
We sure do.
We've been getting a lot of new people this season. We've been getting a lot of new people this season. Like our chart has spiked.
Says you.
Our
that's
listener
a
chart.
typo.
You don't want to believe it.
No, that's a technical error.
We had 5 listeners. Now we have 15.
Woo!
So I just want to thank all you guys for listening and say welcome, and we're glad you found us. And we've been getting some great reviews on iTunes too. So thanks for all of that. We totally appreciate it.
Thank you. We love you.
Not a lot of preamble today. Let's get right on with the show.
Do it, man.
Attention shoppers, Deadcast Top 5 in 5, 4, 3, 2.
Okay, it's the Deadcast Top 5. This week it's Top 5 highlights for Season 3, Episode 5, Say the Word. So what'd you think?
I actually really like this episode. I'm going to give it a 4.25 out of 5 brains.
Only a 4.25, huh? Just to mix it up.
Just to mix it up.
Why not a 4.5? Just out of curiosity.
Just to mix it up.
I mean, did you not like it as well as some of the other episodes?
Than I did 5 minutes ago? No, I thought it was real strong. The episodes that we've been seeing, like especially the last one, have been full on. Yeah. Unbelievable. This one was a little slower and more contemplative, but that's okay. I still really, really liked it. I think this so far, I think I'm averaging 4.5 out of 5. It's pretty strong.
Yeah. Have you ever given a 5? I don't know if you have.
They got to earn it.
So I gave it. After I first watched it, my first thought was 4 because I felt like it was a great episode, but it almost seemed like it came from a different show because it felt a little more like a traditional zombie movie. I didn't feel like it had the depth that The Walking Dead usually has. But then when I watched it again, I realized there was even more depth than a lot of episodes in some ways, and I had missed it, and so I bumped it up to a 4.5. So, but this episode definitely did feel a little different to me. It felt a more comic booky, the crazy arena with the zombies, and a little more like I said, like a twisted zombie flick than the sort of emotional character study that The Walking Dead usually is. So I liked that. I mean, I thought if I had seen a zombie movie that was like this and, it was just a done in one thing, I think I would have loved it.
Right?
So,
yeah.
So anyways, I give it a 4.5. Yeah.
Let's launch into our top 5.
Let's move right on. Okay, yeah. You want to go first?
I do.
Okay, go for it.
I loved the whole intro. Loved it. Loved the start with Andrea and Milton, the lab guy, talking about the party. He won't reveal what's going on.
Right.
Words cannot describe. Actually, words do a pretty good job at describing it. It's pretty messed up. And there she is drinking the Kool-Aid.
I was totally going to get you on that. I was going to say, oh, look, a whole episode went by without them mentioning the tea, but I didn't realize that there's Milton giving her some fluid.
Yes,
so
exactly.
He could have put whatever in that, I guess.
He could have put whatever in that.
I don't think there's anything
She's
to
there
it,
drinking the tea.
Damn. So if we have a bet on whether there's something going on with the tea.
We do.
Then, yeah, we do. So how do we decide who wins? Like, as soon as they reveal that there is something, if there is, then we know you win. But how do we know if I win? We never know.
We just never know. We just never know.
No, that's not fair.
All right, fine. If by the end of the season, if we don't see anything going on, or if they've left Woodbury.
Okay, yeah.
How's that sound?
End of the season, or they've left Woodbury.
Yeah, Woodbury gets destroyed.
And then if it's, for some reason they flash back and you realize there was something in the tea, then I'll give you that Heineken back.
And I'll slip something in the Heineken.
And then drink it. Okay, so...
And the other part...
penny, yeah.
Yeah, the other part that I just loved was the messed up governor brushing his daughter's hair. At first you're thinking, oh, look at it. He's brushing somebody's hair. That's really sweet. Who doesn't like... What girl doesn't like that? And then the piece of scalp comes off, and it's and then you hear her little zombie voice, and then he holds on to her and says, Penny, Daddy loves you. Daddy loves you. Let me put the straight jacket on. Daddy really loves you. You know that, right? Let me get this bag on your head. I mean,
so yeah, I mean, this episode, it's starting to feel like everybody's a little twisted because I guess we'll get into that later, but the twisted things that happen.
There's
this one had a lot of heart with it too. I mean, it's twisted, but it's like, oh crap, he lost his daughter and he cares about her and he wants to.
Oh yeah,
it's not that much different from Herschel
with the barn full of zombies.
Yeah, and I wonder if they're like, if he wants Milton to figure out a way to at least like socialize her or something like that.
Right, and maybe she's part of his lab experiments that he's talking about. Mm-hmm. Who knows?
This is the first episode without T-Dog. Did that impact you in any way?
Fucky, fuck. Man, that T-Dog, fuck.
Really? That's interesting. I didn't know you felt so strongly about that.
It's not fair because really Jason's in charge of all the sounders. So
I don't know what you're
he can isolate the sounders and I cannot. It's not really fair. What's your number 5?
I'll give you your own later. So my number 5 is, I noticed that there was a lot of, there were children in this episode, or the idea of children showed up more than usual in this episode. There were, first of all, that first scene that you mentioned with Woodbury, there were kids around there. Right. And they even showed up later in the arena just going, yeah. Yay! That scene, by the way, actually kind of reminded me of the others, because they're all dressed in like khakis and, it's all clean and nice. I at first I thought I saw a girl that looked like Sophia, and for a split second I thought it was a flashback. But then I realized, oh no, it's Woodbury. But it reminded me of the others, except there were children there, which there weren't with the others.
Right.
Anyways, and then there's, of course, Penny, the zombie daughter.
Yes.
Then there's the nursery that they go to.
Yeah, with a little star that says Sophie.
Yeah, Sophie. And then Rick hears a baby at the end. Mm-hmm. So
and there is a baby.
Kid stuff. Then
little
there
ass
is a
kicker.
Baby. Yeah, that's right. Let's see. I felt like they should have already found some formula because Lori was pregnant.
Yeah, they had a long, 7 months to be searching for formula.
And they were moving around that whole time, scavenging and stuff.
Well, maybe she had no problems breastfeeding last time, and so it was
that could be. But still, you'd want to have some.
Well, Maggie did say that she's been looking and having no luck finding formula.
Oh, she did say that.
Yeah, she did say that to Glenn. She said, I've been looking, I haven't found it so far, so we think that there's a mall.
Right.
And then
so it's like, okay, for the last 5 months we've really been looking and not finding it, but let's go to the store and get some right now. Because I know there's one right down the street.
Right.
Maybe we should try there. I think
it's kind of easy.
Yeah, I think this is just another case of the writers fudging a little bit to make it more dramatic, and I'm okay with that. I mean, you see a show like Breaking Bad, which I know I mentioned a lot, guys, sorry, but where they tend to have things make sense and go to great lengths to figure out all these little details so it's still dramatic, but it makes sense, you know?
Yeah.
So that makes me want every show to be like that. But I don't know. I mean, I guess I'm okay that they didn't already have the formula.
They didn't just grab the formula either. They also grabbed diapers
and stuff.
a couple little essentials.
A couple other things. I was totally waiting for zombie toddlers at the nursery to come.
I was too. I thought, oh, they opened that cupboard and it's gonna,
around the corner.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, just a possum. It's what's for dinner.
Yeah. And then Daryl, he always seems to find critters and varmints to eat wherever he goes. It's a little ridiculous at this point.
Yay, critters.
Food. Oh, look, more food. And it's interesting that Daryl seems good with the baby.
Yeah, right? Sweet.
Maybe he's had some practice at some point. Maybe he was a father. Or maybe he had a kid in his life, and that's why he was so attached to Sophia, his little sister or something.
Yeah, it was sweet.
Never know.
Yep.
That's it for my number 5.
I like it. My number 4 is Rick freaking out. I love the fact that he uttered one word and one word only this entire episode, even though he was in it a lot. He looks like the expression on Andrew Lincoln's face is that he's just checked out.
Yeah.
He's not even meeting poor Glenn's eyes. Glenn comes in there, hey, it's about time we leave now, and he's just not having any of it. He wants to get to see his dead wife, and it's so sad. It's sad, and and you also want him to snap out of it because he's got a baby now. Mm-hmm. Come on.
And a son.
Yeah, little Rick Shane.
Yeah.
Rick Shaney.
I mean, I thought that was my first thought. Hey, what about your baby and your son? But I'm like, not only did he just lose his wife, but he's also been through the zombie apocalypse, and he was in a coma, and he's lost friends. And I think almost the worst part is he's fought tooth and nail to help keep everybody alive and to survive, and he's made it through so much, and then she dies anyway.
Right.
Right. Like, oh God, nothing I can do.
Right.
So he's like, fuck it, and he just goes on a berserker rage.
Yep. He'll come back though.
So, but just thinking of it that way helped me feel like, okay, yeah, I could see maybe somebody would do that, and I think he did an amazing job. And when he ran through the jail, just axing the zombies, I've noticed they're using more CGI, and like he chops one in the head, and it doesn't just get buried in his head; the head splits apart.
It cleaves.
Yeah,
it cleaves in two. And it's funny when I told David that, he says, I like a show with a little cleavage.
And I think it's on one hand I really like it. It's just disgusting and it looks great, but on the other, a lot of times you can see that it's CGI, so it takes you out of it just that little bit. Or especially when they stab Michonne stabs something with her sword, and then it's wiggling a little bit inside the thing.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Just a little. I mean,
you have good eyesight. I can't tell that. I can't tell. And we have a giant HD, because David's a TV guy.
It's a TV show, so it's amazing that they can do this, I think. And I guess I would rather them do the CGI at the level that it's at, which is great, but not perfect, versus not trying it at all. So I think it's good.
By the way, so Lori wasn't in that room, her birthing room.
Yeah.
When Rick gets there, he finds the bullet that maybe went into her, that Carl put into her, but he doesn't find her, and then he finds the zombie with a giant distended belly, which I just loved. But is a zombie going to swallow a person whole like a boa constrictor?
I wouldn't think that he could swallow her whole, but I think what they were getting at is that he ate her.
Yes,
he ate her.
Yeah.
You'd think they should have shown, well, I guess they didn't want to, but shown just pieces of her. Yeah, some remains. Because it's pretty ridiculous that he would eat a whole body.
Right.
Right. So I don't know. It wasn't totally clear what was going on, but I think it was pretty clear that zombie ate at least some of Lori.
He got very stabby on the zombie.
He did, and it wasn't really clear exactly why he was doing that either, but I think he was just flipping out,
He's clearly flipping out.
It looked like he was going to try to open it up and maybe get some of her out or something.
To bring her back to...
One of the listeners was like, find the wedding ring. But
it's just, it was kind of baffling. There's a couple other things that were baffling about that were related. Like, why were they digging graves for bodies they didn't have? I mean,
there's a interview with Kirkman that I'm going to read later that talks about both of these things.
Good.
He sheds a little bit of light on it, but it is funny that you see the bullet. Maybe that was a shell, but if it was the actual bullet that shot Laurie, then you get this image of the zombie like gobbling up Laurie and then ping, spitting out the bullet. It's like, I don't want that part. And then you're sitting there in a food coma like, when Rick comes around. I see. Okay, so I just want to let you know that this is pretty much my number one, Rick's descent into darkness.
Okay, good.
So that's why I have a few more things to say about
man.
it. Are you okay?
Yeah.
So I think there's a sort of a parallel between the insanity of the governor and Rick. I mean, the governor has this arena zombies. He has his wall of Zed heads, his zombie daughter, and so he's obviously kind of gone off the deep end. And now we see Rick kind of going off the deep end.
Right.
So.
And they're both leaders of different groups.
Yeah. And they're both trying to cope with living in a hell. So this is one of the things I noticed the second time around, like, oh, there's a parallel between these two leaders.
And they both have kids.
That's interesting. Yeah. Yeah. There's a lot about being a father and stuff like that.
Right.
I thought the background music with Rick was really creepy, something new that we haven't heard before. Here, I'll play a little bit of it. Oh, wait, that was fun. Here it is. Hear the moaning. There's moaning in the background, and
that's good.
Yeah, and there's this like clang. But the moaning totally reminded me of my favorite zombie game, Resident Evil 2, because they're running around this town at night, and you always hear moaning off in the distance. Oh. And I don't know if that was supposed to be moaning, but it sounded like zombie moans, which we haven't really heard much of in this show before. So it made it very ominous. Not to mention just the whole way that he played the part, which was awesome.
Yes. Is it still Bear McCreary?
Yeah, it's still Bear McCreary every week. He's always doing the music, yeah. So he hears the baby crying, and then he hears the phone. And what do you think? What did you think of the phone ringing scene, by the way? How did that impact you?
It was fantastic. It was such a strange little juxtaposition. I mean, he's there, and he's there with the zombie. He's just stabbing the zombie, and his whole world is torn apart. And all of a sudden, it was so like, whoa, this is something out of the past. Mm-hmm. A phone ring. You don't hear that much in the zombie apocalypse. It's probably been close to a year since he's heard a phone ring.
Right.
And the phone rings, and I'm thinking, it's fabulous. And he utters his first line, which is hello.
So you thought, did you sort of see it like when he was in the tank in the pilot and Glenn came over and was like, hey, dumbass, kind of like that, a little ray of hope?
Yeah. No, I don't think anything good is on the other end of the line.
Okay. So it was ominous.
I don't think it's somebody going, hey, you just won the lottery.
Do you think somebody's going to...
Hey, it's the military. We're coming to get y'all. No, I don't think it's anything like that. My theory, and it's not just my theory. A lot of people think that it's Carol calling from another part of the jail.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Wrong. No, I'm just kidding.
Do you know what it is?
Well, I know what it is in the comic,
and it might or might not be.
It may or may not be that. On the show, but
yeah,
you're right. Hello is the only thing Rick said the whole episode, which I thought was really great to have him just say one word. And the title of the episode is "Say the Word," so I don't know if it must be kind of related.
Could mean a couple of things, but
what was the other thing that you'd think.
Say the word and you can go. You're free to go. Just say the word and you're free to go. I don't think they actually are free to leave Woodbury, but that's just me. Yeah. I haven't read the comic.
Yeah. Okay, let's go to the next one.
All right. Is it my turn? 3?
Yeah.
All right.
4?
3. 3, man. 3.
I haven't done my 4 yet.
Oh, sorry, 4. Zombie Fight Night. That was mine. The gladiator games. I love how the governor says to Andrea earlier on, he's like, we're not barbarians. We're a class act here. And then later on, Andrea
this
says,
is barbaric.
Exactly. I loved how the whole thing, they sort of slowly set it up with, at the very beginning, with Milton implying that there's some sort of, words can't describe what's going to go on. And then they go and they find this weird, bizarro solar noise machine, I guess it is, that lures the Zeds to the trap, and they grab them out. And it was hilarious with the... Milton there and Merle telling, Milton says there's something interesting in this one's eyes. It was so great. And
it made me wonder what is it that he's looking for. He's talked before about being interested in what's left of their humanity.
Right, exactly.
So
there's something there.
He sees, maybe he's looking for some shred of humanity or something. But then they ended up killing it, right?
It's mainly just hungry. No, it's just hungry. Yeah.
Well, they've shown in the show, I do hope they return to that, because I remember back in, I think it was the pilot, they talked about this when, Morgan's wife came up to the door.
Yeah.
And she kind of had a memory of.
Yes.
Or something,
a memory of her child being delicious.
She, that wasn't their home, but. They made something about there being something left. And then they kind of dropped that up until now. So, and I'm interested in that. So I hope they do kind of go back. I think they're going to with Milton.
You may know more later, because apparently he's doing experiments. So that was mine. Yeah. What's yours?
Mine was, quote unquote, the research team, which is what the governor calls, I guess, his mercenaries.
The goon squad?
Yeah. I like that name. He asked Michonne, you should join the research team. You'll really fit in here. And I think when he said you fit in here, he meant with the more extreme side of Woodbury.
Yes, exactly. With the stabby side.
Yeah, exactly. He's like, she's going to be a great warrior who can go out and, help us corral the zombies and get rid of any of our enemies and stuff like that. Right. I think that's why he wants her around.
Right. She's not having any of it.
And then when she chops up all those zombies that were captive, he tells Merle to have the research team go out and get more grist for the mill. That's how he refers to the Zeds.
It's the toothless walkers.
An endless supply.
Yep.
I loved the solar-powered zombie trap. It reminded me of something you might see at Burning Man, just a work of art, I thought, because Burning Man's out in the desert and people are really ingenious just putting together these contraptions.
Do they ever try to trap people on X?
No.
People who are tripping on acid?
Not really, yeah.
That'd be hilarious.
I know, like just a pit
eyes.
of high people.
Right.
We got a bunch of them.
Fill it with styrofoam peanuts. Call it artwork.
They do lure you into, but usually it's nice places. I wondered I still wonder what the hell Milton is doing. And he wasn't happy about that party. I think part of it was that he didn't want them to use up those Zeds or something.
Well, the power. He's like, look,
the power, but he also, he said he needed 10 days for his experiment.
Yeah, because he needs the power, and they're using it to have the gladiator games and to blast Leonard Skinner.
I don't know. It wasn't totally clear, but the main point of all this is just that I wonder what the hell he's doing. What kind of experiments is he doing? I guess it doesn't even matter why this party would disrupt it, but just what is he doing? So I think we're going to find out in the next few episodes too, more about him. One of the guys in the research team said, "Check this one out, constipated and almost as ugly as you," referring to Merle. I like that line. And this whole bunch of wild dudes messing with the zombie, that was one of the things also that made it feel to me more like a typical zombie movie. It reminded me of Night of the Living Dead, something out of that, where these guys are kind of, you look at them messing with the zombies and you go, they're going to regret that at some point. They're all going to die horrible deaths.
That's exactly right. Okay, your turn?
I dug it. Huh?
Is it your turn or mine?
No. That's your turn. Okay. Number 3.
Which is actually my number 2. Daryl feeding the baby, and the whole scene where they come back and they've got the formula, and he asks, "Has she got a name yet?" And it wasn't meant to be funny. In fact, it was kind of poignant too, but it was unintentionally funny upon second viewing as well, with Carl saying, Sophia, Carol, Andrea, Amy, Jackie, Patricia, Lori. I mean, and then and he could just go on and on and on and name off all these women who have died. It was really sad. I mean, he just went on, and Daryl just ending up calling her a little ass kicker. Huh, sweetheart, you like that little ass kicker?
Yeah, I didn't find it funny. I thought it was sad though.
It was.
Like, aw.
But it was sort of unintentionally funny as well on second viewing. I don't know.
For some of us.
Fine.
Yeah, I just thought it was really like, oh, he's naming out, gosh, everyone's dead.
Yes, everyone's dead.
It's very sad. Okay, so my number 3 is Michonne. I've never said Michonne in one of my top 5, but this week she had a much bigger role than usual. She's still sort of one note. She's angry and suspicious and skeptical and independent and a badass. I mean, I guess that's a few different notes, but she's just like this force to be reckoned with, and she doesn't want to have anything to do with the governor. And I think people, like fans of the show, some people are aggravated by her and her attitude, but I'm okay with her being the way she is. I mean, I think she does come off a bit comic booky, or like she's stepped out of a blaxploitation flick or something like that. But I think that she has more to her character, and there's time to show it. And I hope they do show some more of her other sides, because it'll make her a more well-rounded character. But at this point, she's in this place that she thinks is dangerous, and she doesn't like it. And I don't blame her for being the way she is. I mean, I do think that she's a paranoid person, and I think it's like this case of like even a stopped clock is right twice a day. She's right to be paranoid about the governor because he's a bad guy, but you get the sense that she might, even if he wasn't a bad guy, she might still be acting this way, or that she's been paranoid in other situations in the past, and it feels like I'm better off on my own. I don't want to have to depend on everybody else being trustworthy. That's my sense of her. My zombie kill of the week is Michonne. When she's killing all those zombies that she captured, I think she'd already killed one, or she cut it down or something, but then she stomped on his head.
That was mine too.
Got like exploded like a grapefruit.
Yeah, like, the head stomp zombie.
I don't think we've seen that before, and it's like, I wonder if every week we're going to see a zombie killed in a way that we've never seen before. It doesn't seem possible. They're going to have to find a wood chipper or something, or I don't know. I loved how they did the transition between her killing all those zombies. First of all, I liked how she let them out, and it was almost like, yes, I get to kill these zombies. That was the first time you ever saw any kind of a smile on her face. It was just a hint of like this, glint in her eye. And then she kills them all. And then you see 2 feet walk up. You can only see the bottom half of his body, and he's got a bucket of bloody pulp and what looked probably zombie food, and then he just drops it. And just that motion, he's like, what the hell? God damn it. And then the very next scene, you see Michonne in the governor's office looking upset, and it's like she got sent to the principal.
Totally.
So I really like that quick, meaningful transition there. Okay, so my number 2 is the theme of whether they're barbarians, which you kind of brought up. First of all, so there's this really interesting dichotomy between the way the Woodburyans look with their Americana vibe, and everything's clean and nice, and it feels like Mayberry, and then that they go and have this bloodlust when the zombie arena thing is going on, and I felt like that came too fast. Like, I don't know, maybe if we would have seen what led up to it, it would have helped, because I think this is sort of, or it could be seen as a commentary on some things in our society. For example, I'm not a vegetarian, but we eat meat that's prepackaged and we don't have to think about how it got that way. And so, but if you did think about like these animals being killed, you might see it a little differently. So, someone from another society that was completely vegetarian might look at us and go, you guys eat, living flesh? That's so barbaric, but we're so used to it that we don't think of it that way. Like I said, that's not a political statement. I'm not a vegetarian.